although organs are held in place loosely, okay, although the organs are held in place loosely, they are not at all organized, okay, in a coelomate, like as in coelomate. So that is why they are called as acoelomate, pseudo-coelomates. Now, you know what are pseudo-coelomate animals means? They are possessing a false coelom. They don't have a true coelom. They have a, no doubt, they have a fluid-filled body cavity. And this fluid-filled body cavity, which is formed by the mesoderm, you all know coelom actually is formed by the splitting of the mesoderm. But here, the complete mesoderm will not line the fluid-filled body cavity. So only a part of the mesoderm will line the fluid-filled cavity of these animals. So that is why it is called as a pseudo-coelom or the pseudo-coelomate animals. So it will partly line the fluid-filled cavity of these animals, although these organs are held in position, because here the organs are not held tightly here. They are loosely arranged. So they are not at all well organized. So the organs are also not well organized. So that is why they are called as a pseudo-coelomate animals. Pseudo-coelomate animals means you can say they are false coelom. Though coelom is present, but it is false. Why? Because the mesoderm will not completely line the body wall as well as the alimentary canal. It will line only partially. So that is why here, though it holds the different internal organs, but these internal organs are not held tightly. They are held only loosely packed. So they are held in place only loosely. So they are not well organized. Now, examples for these pseudo-coelomate actually is roundworms. Roundworms, like you have annelids, I told you, okay? Annelids are the basically are called as a pseudo-coelomate animals. And the pseudo-coelomate animals are also referred to as blastocoelomates. They are also called as a blastocoelomates. Okay. Now, the pseudocoelomate or the blastocoelomate actually is in any invertebrate animal with a three-level body, okay, and a pseudocoel. So here, so that is why the pseudocoelomates actually occurs only in the annelids. Now, you can say first one is acoelomate. In acoelomate, it includes porifera, cylindrata, ctenophora, flatworms, rhynchocydia, and nematida. Whereas pseudocoelomates here, it includes only the annelids, that is the earthworms and all those things. The important characteristic features of these pseudocytomates are they lack a vascular blood system. Just have to know those things, they don't sleep back, so they are not, they have a disorganized structure, like they don't have a definite shape, they don't have a definite structure. Okay, so the important characteristic features of these, of course, in the lower animals, there is no question, because all of them actually they don't have the specified what do you say systems are not there. You all know in the lower animals, so they don't have the well what do you say the defined organelles or well defined organs as in the hair organisms. Okay. So now here in the pseudocoelomate, the important characters for the important characteristic features of the coelomate are they lack of vascular blood system. That means circulatory blood system is not there, and they lack a skeleton. They don't have a well-defined structure. They don't have a defined skeleton, and there is no segmentation. And most of them are microscopic. Normal parasitic animal stage. Okay, and pedomorphism.
क्या हुआ?
Hello?
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 Hi, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
ma'am.
disturbance is coming, ma'am. Sorry.
Okay, madam.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. So now we were dealing with now the pseudocoelomates. Now you know what are pseudocoelomates. The pseudocoelomates are nothing but these are the animals which have coelom, but it is a false coelom. And why we call it as a false coelom? Because here the mesodermal tissue will not line the body fluid completely. So that is why it lines partially. Okay, and that is the reason why the organs, with the various internal organs that are present, they are held in position very loosely and they are not at all well organized. And examples already I have told you, pseudocoelomate animals are nothing but the roundworms, that is annelids. Now, the important characteristic features of the pseudocoelomates is they lack, that's why I told you, blood vascular system, that is a true circulatory system is not present. They lack a skeleton. There is no segmentation at all. And they are most of them are, almost they are microscopic and they are parasitic and they don't have a larval stage, and pedomorphism may be formed. So that is why these are the important characteristic features. Now, pseudomate phyla, according to what is a Bresca and Bresca, they say actually it is present in bilateral pseudocoelomate. It includes not only the roundworms, but apart from that, it also includes some of the minor phyla. Like you have Rotifera, then you have Kinorhyncha, Nematoda, Nematomorpha, Acanthocephala, and the Loricifera. So these are the some of the the pseudocoelomate animals. Pseudocoelomate animals. Okay, so this is about the pseudocoelomate. The next is these are all the different the animal groups in which you find the coelomate. Apart from that, nematoda is there, nematomorpha, lorcifera is there, then priapulida and Kinorhyncha. Then next you have what the trophozoan pseudocoelomates are gastrotricha, entoprocta, and rotifera and acanthocephala. Okay, so this is about the 1 second. Yeah, pseudocoelomate phyla. Now, acoelomate phyla acoelomates are next. Now, in the acoelomates, I have told you that is it involves
Papaji.
platyhelminthes. Yes, yes, ma'am. Okay, it includes platyhelminthes, gastrotricha, entoprocta, grathomolida, or cyclophora. So, according to others, acoelomates include the Cnidarians, Ctenopus, platyhelminthes, and Nematia, and gastrotricha. So, in general, what you can say is you can say that acoelomate animals, they have been classified into 3 different types now. What are those? One is Aeta, then you have Pseudocoelomata and Eucoelomata. So acoelomata are present actually in lower phyla, like you have Poriferans, okay, then Coelenterate, Rotifers, and all those things. Whereas the coming to the pseudocoelomates, actually they are found in the annelids, apart from some minor phyla. Whereas the next is what Eucoelomates actually they are found in the higher phyla, including the vertebrata and all those things. Okay. Now coming to the eucoelomate animals or the coelomate animals. Now eucoelomate or the coelomate animals are nothing but they are having a true coelom. They are having a true coelom. Now from after annelids, like you have arthropoda, then what is that? Mollusca, Echinodermata, then vertebrata. All these actually possess they are called as a coelomate animals. They have a true coelom. They have a true coelom. So just remember that acoelomates are lower phyla like Porifera, right from you can say Porifera or Protozoa, Porifera, Coelenterate. Okay. Then after that you have Platyhelminthes, Nemathelminthes, Platyhelminthes, up to Platyhelminthes. Whereas pseudocoelomates are Nemathelminthes, that is roundworms. Next is what? The coelomates, that is true coelomate animals. They include what? After the annelids, that is Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata, as well as your vertebrata or vertebrates. Now coming to the coelomate, that is eucoelomates, they have a body cavity. They have a body cavity which is called as a coelom with a complete lining called as a peritoneum, which is derived from mesoderm. So you all know actually whether it is what is that pseudocoelomate or eucoelomate, whatever it is, you all know we have learned that coelom actually develops by the splitting of the mesoderm. So here in this case, in coelomates, actually they have a true body cavity. They have a true body cavity because here the true body cavity, it is completely lined by means of a peritoneum, which is actually derived from the mesoderm. And here the complete mesoderm lining allows the organs to be attached. So whatever the internal organs, because you all know actually coelom is present where between the body wall as well as the what is it, gut wall. So in between this it is present, so it will hold the organs. So since the peritoneum actually is being present, which is formed by the mesoderm, all the internal organs are tightly attached to this peritoneum in case of the coelomate animals. So they are not loosely arranged as we see in the pseudocoelomate. Okay, of course in acoelomate there is no question of the organs at all. But in case of pseudocoelomate, since it is loosely attached, so there what happens? The internal organs are loosely attached because it is partially lined. The mesoderm partially lines the body cavity. But in this case, it completely lines, okay, the body cavity by a layer which is called as nothing but the peritoneum. So whatever, and this peritoneum, you all know, it is actually formed by the mesoderm. So the all the internal organs that are being present, they get easily attached to each other so that they can be suspended in a particular order. Which still being able to move freely within the cavity. So in case of the coelomate animals, that is what we call it as the eucoelomates, they have a lining, a mesodermal lining called as a peritoneum, which is derived from the mesoderm. So all the complete mesodermal lining, actually, it will allow the organs to be attached to each other and they get suspended in the body cavity and they can move freely. Okay, so that is how the coelomate animals have got the coelom and they are here, they are not loosely attached, they are tightly attached and they freely, okay, inside the body cavity. Now, the coelom developed in triploblast, but was subsequently lost in several stages. Okay, so this is about the coelom. So what they are saying is now, in the case of the coelomate animals, here you have a peritoneum layer or peritoneum lining, which is formed by the mesoderm and to each other, and they get in turn attached to the peritoneum. And this peritoneum actually basically it will attach, or you can say it will hold all the internal organs very tightly, and also it will allow them to move freely within the cavity. So this is about the coelomate animals. Okay. Now, next is what, apart from that, you have say, this is regarding the coelom, schizocoelom. Just now already we have discussed this. Like schizocoelom, you find it in annelids, arthropods, and mollusks. Then you have got a hemocoelom, a true coelom, reduced and cavity filled with blood. It is seen in arthropoda and mollusca. Enterocoelom is echinodermata to chordata. I mean, different authors have given their different views regarding the actually are seen in the Porifera, Coelenterata, and all small minor phyla, Nemerteans, and all those things. Whereas the second one, that is pseudocoelomate, it is found in the earthworms. And that is roundworms, that is Nemathelminthes. And coming to the last one, that is your, what is that, eucoelomate or true coelom. You can say true coelomate animals after the annelids, that is Arthropoda, mollusca, echinodermata, as well as the vertebrates, you find the true coelom. Okay. So this is about the different organs. So they have given the full examples of all those things. Okay. So the embryonic blastocyst. Now we'll see again, once again, what are the various, what do you say, the things. Okay. Just wait for 1 minute. I will proceed with another.
Video is not running properly, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah. 1 second. 1 second, ma'am.
Okay, okay.
Yes, are you able to hear, ma? Hello?
Yes, 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 ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
I'm listening you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
The voice is
Now
audible.
I'm
Ma'am.
sharing another PPT. Yeah, I'm sharing another PPT. Just see, we'll go through once again. Now here again, now we have already seen what is coelom, what are the different theories related with the origin of coelom or the evolution of coelom. Okay, and then the classification of the animals based on the coelom. They have been classified into three types, like you have acoelomate, then you have pseudocoelomate, as well as you have eucoelomate. Okay, now this is regarding the introduction to coelomates and again evolution of coelom. Again, we'll go through. So you all know what are the special features of the coelom. So we all know actually coelom arises as a split in the mesoderm. Now, actually, when the embryo develops, you all know there are three germ layers, that is ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Mesoderm only will get splitted and it will develop or it will form the coelom. So this mesoderm actually arises a split in the mesoderm, which will become bifurcated into two layers. You all know that is a somatic layer and you have a splanchnic layer. That is we call parietal layer as well as a visceral layer. Somatic layer is a parietal layer, whereas the visceral layer is a splanchnic layer. So it will form. So the coelom will become bounded on all the sides by the coelomic epithelium, which will secrete the coelomic fluid. Okay, and the greater part of the coelom will form the perivisceral cavity or the splanchnocoel. So the cavity which is being present, the greater part. Okay, we can say what is coelom? It is a fluid-filled cavity, and the fluid that is being present we call it as nothing but a coelomic fluid. And the greater part of the coelom actually will form the perivisceral cavity or the splanchnocoel. So it is a fluid-filled space which is present or which is lodged inside the viscera. Okay. Now, because of this packing, what happens is the viscera will remain independent of the movement of the muscles of the body wall. So since it is inside and there is no disturbance from the muscle and all those things, what happens is the viscera will remain independent. Okay. And in some higher animals, what happens is the part of the visceral cavity is being kept separated from the rest cavities, where actually the coelomic nature can only be realized. Okay. The next is the means the ancestral coelomate animals had segmentally arranged mesodermal pouches. So we can say actually whatever the coelom that is developed, it has been developed from the ancestral pouches only. It has been developed from the ancestral pouches only. So in all the possibilities, they say that the ancestral coelomate animals had segmentally arranged mesodermal pouches. So we can just confirm, we can say that the mesoderm actually has originated, okay, from the coelom has originated from the pouches, okay, from the mesodermal pouches, you can say, from the mesodermal pouches, and from these pouches only the gametes were formed by the process of proliferation of the epithelial lining, and later on these pouches became modified into structure and function. Are you understanding? So basically we can say that the ancestral coelomate animals, you can say that coelom has originated from our ancestors, okay, in the form of what? In the form of mesodermal pouches. Because even in the ancestors also, the mesoderm only actually participated in the formation of the coelom. So they say that actually the coelom has arrived from our ancestors through the mesodermal pouches. And later on, these mesodermal pouches actually developed gametes, or you can say from these mesodermal pouches only the gametes were formed by the process of proliferation of the epithelial lining. And later on, these gametes only, or you can say these pouches only became modified in the structure as well as in the function. So that is what the evolution of the coelom says, or the origin of the coelom says. So that is why based on this, different authors have given different theories. Now we say gonocele theory. So that means some of the authors say that it has arrived from the, I mean, the coelom has actually been originated from the gametes. Some say it is originated from the mesoderm. So likewise, so gonocele theory, you have nephrocele theory. Some of them they say that it originates from the nephridium. Some of the authors say that it originated from the enterocoelous coelom, we can say schizocele. So like that, okay. So based on this, so basically we can, what we can tell in the last, that is nothing but the coelom originated from the ancestors, that is through the mesodermal pouches, and later on these pouches actually get transformed into the gametes and these gametes actually were developed or formed by the process of proliferation of the epithelial lining. And later on, these pouches, that is nothing but the gametes, they became modified in the structure as well as in the function. So that is what they say. Okay. Now again, same they have said. So the evolution of the mesodermal pouches is evident in the present day coelomate. So we can say that actually the mesoderm originated, the coelom originated from the mesoderm. Okay. Now types of coelom already we have again seen. So again, we will once more see that there are basically 3 types of coelom already I have mentioned here: acoelom, pseudocoelom, and coelom or eucoelom. So acoelom is without a coelom or the fluid-filled cavity, and you all know actually why the space between the gut and so here they don't produce any, they don't have any coelom, and so the space between the gut and the body will actually is filled by a kind of densely packed connective tissue. So there is no source actually between the ectoderm and the what do you say, the endoderm. So actually it is filled densely packed with a connective tissue. That tissue we call it as nothing but a parenchyma. So the animals are without a body cavity in this. So they are called as the acoelomates. And this group we refer it to as nothing but the acoelomate. Already I have told you examples for the acoelomate. You have Gnathos, Stomata, Platyhelminthes, Nematina, Gastrotricha, okay, and Kinorica. Okay, so this is about. The next you have got pseudocoelom. Now pseudocoelom means false coelom. Though coelom is present, but it is false. And here the fluid-filled cavity between the outer body wall and all those things, they are formed. But here the mesoderm that is there, it will not completely line the body cavity as well as the your gut wall. So that is the reason why here the internal organs actually are loosely packed. So that is why the term pseudocoel here usually it refers to the space which does not develop from the embryonic mesoderm and not lined by the coelomic epithelium derived from the mesoderm. So here what they are saying is, we are saying pseudocoelom means false coelom. So whatever the actually the coelom that is being formed, it is not developed from the embryonic mesoderm. Okay, and it is not lined by the coelomic epithelium which is derived from the mesoderm. So it is bounded externally by the fibrous process of the longitudinal muscle cells and internally by the endodermal cells. Okay, so here the pseudocoelomic, it is filled by a fluid which we call as pseudocoelomic fluid. So here, though it is false, but it acts as a hydrostatic skeleton to maintain the body structure as well as circulate the nutrients. So the animals that contain the pseudocoel, you call it as the pseudocoelomate or the pseudocoelomate animals. Now the pseudocoelomate animals are also called as hemocoelomate animals or blastocoelomate animals. They are also called as pseudocoelomate animals are also called as hemocoelomate or blastocoelomate. Examples are again nematodes. Main is your annelids, that is. So rotifera, nematoda, nematomorpha, lorcifera, all those things. So basically we can say earthworms you find, or in nematodes you find this pseudocoelomate. Okay. The next is what? Coelom or the eucoelom, that is coelomate or eucoelomate animals. So here you have a true coelom which lines between the gut as well as outer body wall musculature, and here it is lined by the coelomic epithelium which is derived from the embryonic mesoderm. Okay, whereas in case of pseudocoelom, actually it is not lined by the coelomic epithelium which is derived from the embryonic mesoderm. But in case of coelom, since it is a true coelom, actually here whatever the coelom that is formed, it is being lined by the coelomic epithelium which is obtained from the embryonic mesoderm. That is why here it is a mesodermal origin. So we can say the coelom is mesodermal in origin, and it opens to the exterior through the coelomic ducts. Actually, the coelom actually possesses the ducts which we call it as the coelomoducts. If you see the structure of a coelom is what? Nothing. It is a fluid-filled cavity. Okay, and it consists of what? The fluid we call it as coelomic fluid, and it has got the cells which we call it as nothing but coelomocytes. And this coelom opens to the exterior by means of the duct which we call it as nothing but the coelomoduct. So that is how the basic structure of the coelom says. Okay, so here the coelomic fluid actually contains the amoeboid cells or the amoebocytes. That's why I have told you, the coelomocytes. So coelomocytes actually maybe most of them are amoeboid cells or they are the amoebocytes, that is free moving. So, and the animals containing such a body cavity, we call it as nothing but the coelomate animals, okay, or the eucoelomate animals. Now, examples you have almost, I told you, like you have Annelida, Arthropoda, some of the annelids you have mollusca, then Priapulida, Sipencula, Icuria, Onychophora, and then you have lastly chordates, hemichordates, echinodermates, all those things. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Again, same way, mode of coelomic epithelium formation, That is how the coelom originated, what is evolution of the coelom, how they originated. The same way, again, here also they are mentioning the same thing. So according to the mode of coelom formation, or according to the formation of the coelom, we can say there are generally two types which are noted in protostomes and heterostomes. You all know, already have told you what are protostomes and heterostomes. Okay, so in protostomes, it occurs by schizophyly method, whereas in heterostomes, actually it occurs by enterocoelous method. Now, you know protostomes. So what are protostomes? Yeah, what are protostomes? Protostomes are nothing but your basically your minor phyla. So here in this, actually how to differentiate between protostomes and heterostomes is, I told you, when the embryo develops, whatever the first opening that is formed in the embryo will first form the mound. Okay. Whereas in case of heterostomes, the first opening of the embryo will get transformed into the anus, but not in the mouth. Mouth will form later. So that is how actually it has been characterized. So what they are saying is basically the mode of serum formation, they have classified into two categories. One is called schizophyly and the other one is called as the enterocoely. Now we'll see what is schizophyly. Already we have to know that this is nothing but here the process by which the coelom arises by splitting of the mesodermal bands. Okay, during the embryonic development. Example, already I have told you protostomia, like you have mollusca, then Sipencula, Ecura, Lubrida, Annelida. So Annelida, mollusca, then you have Arthropoda, Onychophora, and all those things. When you talk about the deuterostomes, here the vertebrates as well as echinoderms will come. Okay. Next is what? Here, enterocoely. Now, enterocoely is the process by which the coelom is formed by evagination. That means by the pouches of the mesoderm. Actually, the mesoderm will develop or it will get transformed into small evaginations. Those evaginations we call it as nothing but the pouches, and it is being developed from the embryonic archenteron. You all know. So these pouch-like structures only, they get detached from the archenteron and they occupy the whole body cavity, and it will later get transformed into the coelom. So that is what we call it as enterocoely. Examples: deuterostomy. Just I have told you, mentioned deuterostomes include what? Echinodermata. It includes hemichordata as well as the chordata. So that is why, according to this here, what they have said, the mode of what do you say, the origin of the coelom, they have categorized into two. So don't get confused. Any one of the what do you say, the things you can follow, you can say either by the four different methods, like I have already told you about the what is that, schizocylus, that is schizocoel theory, then gonocoel theory, nephrocoel theory. Okay, different types of theories. You can write either that or you can base on this. Anyone will remain. I mean, everything is the same. So here, what they said is the mode of origin, or you can say the mode of formation of the coelom or the origin of the coelom. They categorize into two. One is they call it as schizophyly, and the other one they call it as enterocoely. Whereas just now one PPT I have shown in which they have categorized the origin of coelom into four. One is the schizocele method or schizocele theory, enterocoel theory, gonocoel theory, and nephrocoel theory. So either of the way you can talk about. Hello? Yes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
either of the methods you can follow either of the methods. Either you can say there are two modes of evolution, okay, or origin regarding the origin of coelom, or you can say four different methods. So here they have talked about only two. One is the schizophyly and the other one is enterocoely. Examples for these are retrostomia, that is echinodermata, hemichordata, as well as chordata. So here they have given. See how it develops. In case of this is retrostomia. Okay. Now this is schizophyly.
Okay.
Lower schizophyly, and this is about the schizophyly. Okay, so when you talk about the coelomates, that is protostomes and heterostomes, already I have told how it develops and all those things. Again, the same way they have given in an elaborated form. Okay, that how actually the coelom originates in the protostomes and how the coelom originates in the heterostomes. Now, just now already we have talked about that is protostomes and heterostomes. Now, in the protostomes, what happens is here actually it develops by the schizophyly method, whereas in the heterostomes it develops by the enterocoely method. Okay, so there is no need. Now see here. In the protostomes as well as in the heterostomes. Now, here the protostomes, so the first opening, actually, So it will, this is the first opening of the embryo. So first it will form the mouth. It will form the mouth. Okay. So here the 8 cell state, that is the spiral cleavage. We can undergo gastrulation. After undergoing gastrulation, this is the blastopore formation. This is the archenteron. Okay. And this is the coelom and this is the mesodome, how it is forming. This blastopore, that first opening, okay, of the gastrula, or you can say archenteron, it will get modified or transformed into the mouth. And later on, the anus will be formed. Now, but here in this case, in case of this deuterostomes, actually, okay, here, see radial cleavage, it will undergo, and then it will form this mesodome and the coelom and digestive tube and blastopore. So here, this will develop into anus. This blastopore will develop into mouth here in case of protostomes, just I have told you. Whereas in case of deuterostomes, the blastopore will get modified into the anus. Later on, the mouth will develop. But here, in case of protostomes, first the mouth will develop the first opening of the embryo actually will get transformed into mouth in protostomes. Whereas in case of deuterostomes, the first opening of the embryo, that is a blastopore, will get modified into anus, but not mouth. So that is the difference between protostomes and the deuterostomes. Okay. Now they have again mentioned about the coelom in different groups. Okay, like in Sipancula, they say there are 2 coelomic cavities, one of which is a ring-like tentacular coelom, which is situated at the base. Okay. And here, like in the Sipancula, similar types of coelomic cavities are found in Echidians. So the tongue coelom is spacious and uninterrupted. The coelomic fluid is circulated by muscular contraction. So this you need not go. In general, you can talk the different types of the the coelom and how they originate and what are the various theories, okay, that are put forward by various authors to tell about the evolution or the origin of the the coelom. So I told you just now, you can go either by the 2 methods. You can say either enterocoelous theory or schizocele theory, or you can say there are 4 theories governing the origin of the coelom: schizocele, enterocele, monocele, or nephocele. So like this. So any of the things you can follow. Okay. So this is about the origin. So the same way they have given. So in different types of animals, how actually it has originated and how it has. So in Priaploida, it is not clear whether the body cavity, is pseudocele or a coelom. So here the body cavity contains amoebocytes and erythrocytes. In Pogonophora, here the coelom is compartmented, they are saying, and extended into tentacles. Whereas in Onychophora, the main body cavity is a homocele, but not a true coelom. In some coelomate animals, such as mollusks and arthropods, the cavities become greatly enlarged, and this enlarges, and as a result, the viscera lies in the spacious cavity filled with fluid. So this fluid filled or the blood fluid cavity we call it as nothing but hemocele. Okay. In mollusca, the coelom comprises of a period. So in each different types of animals, how actually the coelom is and how it has bifurcated and how it holds the different organs. That is what they have mentioned. Again, in annelids, there is a pair of sac, that is the right and the left coelomic vesicles. Okay. So like this, they have given a different, the animals, how the coelom is present. Okay, so this is what they have given. See here, coelom in different groups of the animals. In general, we can talk the different theories and how it is being present. And if you want, you can go about with different groups. The coelom, presence of the coelom, how the coelom is in different groups. Starting from Sipancula, they have mentioned. So in Sipancula, how it is. Then later on, in Priapulida, then in Pogonophora, then in Onychophora, then you have annelids, mollusca, arthropoda, then you have annelids, how they are mentioned. Afterwards, also in vertebrates, okay, how they have given. So this is all in echinoderms as well as in the the vertebrates. So this is what about the different you can say the presence of the coelom and how the coelom is being present in different groups. Okay. Now views regarding the coelom formation. Already regarding the origin of coelom, 4 basic theories we have discussed, which has been given by Clark, that is enterocele theory. Okay. Now, which was first proposed by Lancaster and which was supported by Land. So according to enterocele theory, you all know actually this theory actually states that the coelom originated by evagination as pouch-like structures in the wall of the embryonic archenteron. And this concept also was proposed by Lancaster, and it was also supported by many of the authors. So that is why it is called enterocoelus. See here. Enterocoel theory. Diagram showing the enterocoel theory of the coelom formation. So this is the gastric pouch. Here it is the mouth. Okay, and you have the circular canal. And here in this case, this is the coelomic pouches. So here diagram illustrating the gastric pouches of an anthozoan animal. Here it's showing the coelomic pouches. How it is. Okay. So then you have gonocoel theory. So here the origin of the coelom in the gonocoel theory is first the coelomic cavities arose from the mesodermal derived expanded gonadal cavities. So gonocoel theory, what they said just now, what I have told you, it originates from the gametes, because whatever the mesodermal pouches that are developed from the mesoderm, later on, from these pouches actually they get transformed, or you can say the mesodermal pouches will get transformed, or they form the gametes. And these gametes later on will form the coelom. So that is what the gonocoel theory says. And it is actually given by Aschek, Berg, okay, Mayer, and as well as the Goodrich. So this is about the second theory, that is the gonocoel theory. Now here see the gonocoel theory. This is a gonad, this is a gonostome, and this is the parenchyma, protonephridia. This is A, B, and C. So diagram showing the gonocoel theory of coelom formation, how it is forming. Now this is actually the coelom, the space-filled cavity. So this is the intestinal wall, this is a gut wall. So this is outer body wall, and this is the internal body cavity, you can say the gut wall or the gastrovascular cavity. And inside the, and in between the body wall, that is outer body wall, as well as your internal body cavity, that is a gut wall or the gastrovascular cavity, you have got the coelom. So that is how, yeah. And here they are showing how actually the gonads will get transferred and how it forms a coelom. So these gonads only will try to form the coelom. So these are actually nothing but the mesodermal pouches, which later get transformed into the gonad. So from the gonad, so according to gonocoel theory, what does the author say? What is they conclude is that nothing but the coelom originates from the gonads. But where from the gonads have come? They have come from the mesodermal pouches. Okay, so that is about. Then next you have nephrocoel theory. Now nephrocoel theory, they say that the coelom originates from the expanded nephridia. Okay, they originate from the expanded nephridia. This they have given in the form of flatworms. Okay, so first they have observed this in flatworms, that is platyhelminths, and according to them, they say that the coelom originates from the nephridia, because in flatworms only we see the nephridia. Nephridia are the excretory organs of the flatworms, most of the flatworms. So according to some of the scientists like Lancaster and all, they say that coelom originates from the nephridium. Then lastly, schizocele theory. They say that the coelom could have evolved by the splitting of the mesodermal plates. According to the schizocele theory, it originates from the mesodermal plates. So these are the four, the theories regarding the origin of the, the coelom. Okay. Now coming to the significance of the coelom, already we have seen the significance as well as the functions of the coelom. What do? They play a very, very important role in the life of animals, because since they are inside the body, present intact in between the body wall, outer body wall, as well as your internal organs, that is your gut cavity, or the gastrovascular cavity. It holds all the internal organs, that is the visceral organs, intact. Okay, it gives them flexibility. It helps them in the movement of the different organelles very, very freely. It helps them in the immune system, and also it will protect, okay, the the internal organs from external shock and all these things. Okay, so that is why the coelom has got a major role to play in the life of the animals. So we have seen what is the significance, what are the different functions. So the coelomic fluid, what it will do, it will facilitate the smooth transportation of particles, okay, of materials in the solution. It also affords flexibility to the body, as well as extends the room for the movement of the gut, which remains suspended, because in the coelomic fluid, in the coelomic cavity only, the different organs are present, and so it will extend room, or it will extend the space for the movement of the gut. So the different organelles or the different organs which are present inside the coelomic cavity, actually they remain suspended inside the coelomic cavity. So the coelom provides them or afford them flexibility. And next is the gonads which develop from the coelomic epithelium. Also, they are present in the cavity of the coelom. They are present in the coelomic cavity. And also the nephridial tubules are there, no? Which are nothing but the excretory, organs. They are also actually connect the coelom to the exterior. And in some cases also allow the passage of the eggs as well as the sperms. So lastly, we can say the coelom filled with coelomic fluid, it will act as a hydrostatic skeleton and it helps in locomotion. So these are the different, the functions you can say, or the significance you can say, or the properties you can say of the coelom. So this is all about the, the coelom. So if you have any doubts, you can ask questions. Students, hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Any doubts you have? Now, this is the small important topic I have taken regarding the coelom. So you should be able to know what is coelom, how the coelom is developed, what are the, the origin of the coelom, or you can say evolution of the coelom, and what are the various theories that have been put forward by the various scientists regarding the origin of the coelom. And one thing we can clearly understood is that coelom actually originated from our ancestors. Okay, so how they have originated? So it has not come as it is. So it has been developed from the ancestors. So how it has been developed? From which animal, and which is the first animal actually which has been identified? I mean, in which the coelom was identified. So all these things you should know. What is coelom? What is what is structure of the coelom? Structure of the coelom is nothing but what is the structure of the coelom? Coelom is a fluid-filled cavity in which you have got the coelomocytes, that is those are nothing but the amoebocytes, and the fluid we call it as a coelomic fluid, and it opens to the exterior by means of a duct which we call it as nothing but a coelomic duct. Okay, then next is the different theories we have come, and based on this the coelom, the animals also have been classified into different categories, like you have the acoelomate animals, we can say, pseudocoelomate animals, we can say, as well as the eucoelomate animals. And lastly, what is the significance of the coelom? Why the coelom is essential? In what way does the coelom helps, okay, or play an important role in the life of the animals? It means significance or functions or the properties, they all mean one and the same. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Is it okay?
Okay,
Yes?
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
If you have any doubt, you can ask. Tomorrow we'll start with another chapter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Good. Most of you have attended almost about 70, more than 70 students. More than 70 students have attended. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Very nice. So go on attending all the classes. You'll get a lot of information. Okay. So tomorrow, my class will be there in the morning only.
Hello, ma'am. Can you provide all the? Hello,
yeah,
ma'am.
yeah. I will provide.
Can you provide all the? Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Material, all the material you want. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You want the material. Okay.
Any group?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll put it in the
Is in-
common group.
Is there any?
I'll put.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. In
Hello, we have a
WhatsApp
group.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will do. I'll put it in the
I
common
haven't
group. Common group.
added to the common group. Ma'am,
No,
I
common
am
group.
not in the
Common group.
common
Your
group.
number is
How
not
can
there.
I join? No.
You do one thing. You do one thing. You put your number to my WhatsApp. I will try to do it.
इसको ले
Okay.
जाइए
Ma'am,
जा
ma'am,
पापा जा
your WhatsApp number?
My WhatsApp number is the same number from which I am getting it. You try to ask some other friends now. You are not in touch with any one of them. Did you attend the?
We will give the
practicals?
No, ma'am.
hello
No.
Madam,
Did you
have common WhatsApp group, ma'am.
Did you
Please
attend?
hello
Yeah.
Madam.
Common
Madam,
WhatsApp.
good afternoon.
Common
Good
WhatsApp
afternoon.
group. Good afternoon. Tell me.
Madam, I did not I was not in the group, madam. Please add my number, please, madam.
Okay.
Please, madam. I send it in your chat, madam, chat box. My number changed, madam. That's why I did not get that group. Please.
Okay.
Ma'am, where you are going to provide the notes, ma'am? On which in
In the
WhatsApp
common
group
group.
or okay, ma'am.
Common group, ma.
Okay, ma'am. Okay,
Ma'am,
thank you, ma'am.
Madam.
So this is my number. Hello.
Madam,
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You can forward me.
Hello.
Yes. I will add later, ma. You first forward it to my number. Okay.
93933
93933
83619
83619
83
619.
619.
619 93933
Hmm.
83619.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay,
Thank you, Aditya
students.
ma'am.
Thank you. Hmm?
okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you so
Bye,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
The class was nice,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thanks,
Thank
Yes.
you.
ma'am.
लीव आयता